Everybody, I'm Valerie Witt. I work at Skillstruck, and I'm just going to do a quick intro to me. I'll tell you a little bit more about the company, and then we'll talk about the internship. I have Ann here as well, Ann Gomez, and when we turn the time over to her, I'll let her introduce herself more, but she will be the one actually working with you if you do the internship with us, which we're hoping that we'll get lots of you to apply. We love working with students. So I'm going to share my screen here. If you guys, once you guys can see it, will you just give me a thumbs up? Let's see. And it should look like it says intro to me, except now I can't see you guys, so I can't see if you're giving me a thumbs up. Somebody just unmute and tell me if you are seeing it.
We can see it.
Yep. Okay, I'm not doing the full screen mode just because it's easier to click through tabs and I know you can see it. This is me. These are my kiddos. I have a 9, an 8, and a 6-year-old. And I used to be a teacher. I taught music initially, so here's me playing the piano. And then I was in a district position, and then after that, I taught 3rd grade. As I was doing that, I started to see how important it was to have people in technology who understood education and people in education who understood technology both ways. There was sort of a gap there. I was seeing we weren't meeting our students' needs. So I actually took a leap, did a coding boot camp, and also did this. It was a coding course for moms trying to transition into tech. And that's where I landed at Skillstruck after doing that. Just a couple other things. I like to travel. I do CrossFit. I'm super active. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. And how I got to where I am. I'll tell you a little bit more about that after we watch this short video on Skillstruck. So hopefully the sound all works. We tested it before. Here we go. Oh, and if you'll please unmute, or please mute yourself before I play the video. That way the sound will go through better.
Right now, the need for computer science jobs is growing at twice the rate than any other career. And yet there's a severe shortage for computer science professionals across the globe. We are here to change the landscape of the tech space. A program like Skillstruck, built into school curriculum, will bridge the gap by giving all children access to computer science education.
We built Skillstruck to help make coding more fun and engaging for kids, to make it easier to learn, and also to make it an enjoyable experience.
Teachers don't actually need to know how to code to teach code. We have all these pre-made lessons, lesson plans, activities, challenges. We have over 1,500 of them.
It teaches in a way that the kids can understand through videos, through practice, through programming, and develop their understanding of web development really thoroughly.
We're there with you every single step of the way, and that means really figuring out what success is for your organization so that you feel comfortable putting this into your classroom and teaching computer science.
With Skillstruck, you're opening much more opportunities for kids to expound and to grow, and you're able to do that for all the classroom. And it's not overbearing. It really takes a lot of load off the teacher.
By teaching students technology skills, they can break from the chains of intergenerational poverty and move to change the world. We are here to help students be thinkers today and creators tomorrow.
Val, turn your sound on.
Thanks, Ann. In short, what we do here at Skillstruck is we are creating courses to teach students how to learn to code. And we provide the teachers the training so that it just has a complete picture to be able to give students access to these tools. When I was in high school, the most we had was like how to use Word, how to use Excel class. I didn't learn how to use programming. I wasn't also culturally given those opportunities. My parents wanted me to be a teacher and a stay-at-home mom and things like that. So I'm very passionate that kids have access, students have access to learn how to do things like coding and computer science so that they can have opportunity when it comes to the jobs that they're going into. And that might mean that they become a computer programmer, or it might just be that those skills and those ways of thinking help you just in general in any job that you go into, which is what we're seeing. You know, tech is where we're now. So we work with teachers, we train teachers, we create all the content for students. I'll show you a quick overview of our platform so you can see what it looks like for the students. And it's just going to be super, super quick overview because we can spend so much time on it and I don't want to take all your time. So this is what the teacher sees when they hop in. These are all the different things the teachers have access to. So teachers can come in, they can see where students are at. They have lesson plans, they have curriculum. And then these are the different platforms that we have for students to learn on. Launchpad is for elementary students, Voyage is for secondary students. So just hopping over here real quick what this looks like. This is the textbook, it's interactive. These are all the lessons within each course. Each of these big gray boxes are the courses. This is the text editor where you're typing whatever your code is, and here's where you see it. You can also open it in a new window, which I won't do right now just with the way the screen's sharing. Oh shoot, you guys aren't seeing the right tab, are you?
We're only seeing the menu.
Oh, you guys, nobody said anything. Okay, do you see this now?
Yes.
Okay, you guys can speak up and say things. I'm used to teaching with, you know, kids that are shouting out and raising their hands all the time. And, you know, so feel free to hop in. Just again, what that was, here's our textbook. These are the lessons inside of each course. These gray bars are the courses. This is the code editor where you type code. And here's where you see what your website looks like, which you can also open in a new window. But as you can see, I'm not a master at remembering to hit share this tab instead. So I'm going to hop over and share our elementary platform. This is what it looks like for our younger kiddos learning to code. They have these lessons. They can click on those. There's puzzles in there. There's learning interactive. There's videos, games, all of those things to help the students get just a full experience in coding that is relevant to whatever their grade level and their age is. So lastly is our internship. Anne is the person who works with over the internship. We have a fall internship, a spring internship, and a summer internship. There are regular meetings where she meets with, I'm actually, Anne's kind of sick, and so normally she would explain all of this, and so I'm going to explain as much as I know, and then I'm going to let her fill in the rest of the details so that she has enough voice to talk to you guys. Anne meets with you guys. She trains you on what it would look like. What you would be doing in the internship setting with us is a QA job. You would be coming in, you'd be testing the product and giving us feedback on what works and what doesn't work. What I have seen, being somebody who doesn't work directly with our interns, has blown me away. The interns that work with us are very valuable. They provide us feedback that's really insightful, that really makes our product a better product. You really are a member of the team. You'll have opportunities to join in on some of our regular meetings. You'll have opportunities to learn what it would be like working in a company as if you were a regular traditional employee in that type of role versus a high school student doing an internship. Trying to think beyond that. We get positive feedback from all of our interns that have done it. It's fun to see, like on LinkedIn, they'll post things and say how much they love interning with us. And another perk of it is if you don't already know how to code, you will get to learn a coding language as you intern with us. So if you already know how to code, you're going to be like above and beyond because you already know all this. But if you don't know how to do it yet, you'll get that extra added bonus of learning how to code as you go. And I'll let you take it from here. And if you want me to share that document, just let me know.
Okay, no problem. So again, I apologize. My voice may be in and out on this. I'm working from home and I'm a little under the weather today. My name is Anne Gomez. I am the Skillstruck support manager, and my second and favorite job is being the internship coordinator for our high school students. I absolutely love it. What we do is we test the platform. We continually test the platform. As you guys already know, you guys are tech savvy. tech always has to be, it has to be fixed all the time. So you go through it and you fix one thing and it breaks another. And so we go through this continual process of testing, and it really, I never really realized it before this job, but as you test, it really drives home the principles of the lessons that you're learning. And so by the time you're done testing a language in computer science, you really know it well. I just think it's one of the most valuable things I've ever done is go through this testing process. So let me tell you about the languages that we teach. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Python are the 4 that we have on our platform right now. In addition to that, we also have cross-curricular lessons that we do with math and science and language arts. We also do typing games. So we have a brand new typing game because it's interesting, at least in elementary school. Everything you do is on the computer, and a lot of kids don't know how to type except for with their thumbs. And so we have a whole typing class that helps as you're going through the coding platform to learn how to type and where all of the different keys are on your computer. You would be an ideal candidate for this if you are interested in a coding language, you have a growth personality, you like learning, you have a good eye for detail, you like going through the nitty-gritty and finding the little things. I had a student once who was really a great coder already, and he's like, I had no idea that once I got into it, all of the little things that make a difference. And so you're able to just dive in deep and learn how the lessons are put together, how the coding works exactly, what difference it makes to have something spelled correctly, or if you're missing one symbol in coding, and then the best ways to portray that. Our ultimate goal is to make it so that our curriculum is available for all types of learners. I myself am an English major, and I never thought that I would be a coder, but coding is a language. I thought it would be more like doing math, but it's maybe a language combined a little with math. And it's been such a fun thing to learn. And the interns that have come and tested with us have really enjoyed it. The other thing is it's a virtual internship, and so you can kind of pick your time. Everybody's busy. You may have a job already. We work with you on your schedule, and you're able to pick what time that you would like to work with us, and as many hours. We have kids that go from about 40 hours to 100 hours per semester, just depending on their internship program. And we work with everyone. It's kind of adaptable to each student. Anyway, it's a fun experience, and we'd love for any of you to apply for our internship, our QA internship. And you're welcome to type questions or let me answer any questions you may have.
There's a couple of other things I forgot to share that I just wanted to mention too, and thank you so much.
Sure.
A little bit more specifically about our company, you probably haven't heard of Skillstruck before. If you have, I will jump up and down and shout for joy because we're a new company and that's exciting if you've heard of us. But where we are now, we're a startup, and the culture is a really big draw for working at a startup, meaning the collaboration that we have, the teamwork that we have, and the values that we have as a company are something that you don't find in big companies. So, every company and every business and each of those opportunities has their different pros and cons. But I will say that working at a startup and the flexibility that we have here, like Anne was saying, you could work anywhere from 40 to 100 hours, is a really huge draw and a really huge benefit. So if it's something that you're interested in for a career choice down the road, it would really be a great opportunity to get to experience that environment and see what it's like. Just the other piece I wanted to speak to that I did a little bit, but it's just the why behind this. So I'm teaching this curriculum in my daughter's 4th grade class right now. And they have this student, I'll call her Lily, that's not really her name. And Lily doesn't pay attention in class ever. And she's actually usually quite disruptive. She shouts out a lot. She distracts other students. She's just unwilling to really do anything. And by the 3rd time I came in to teach them, my daughter's teacher came up to me and she said, I have students who aren't engaged or participating in anything else. But when you come in and you teach coding, these students are engaged. And Lily especially is one of them that it's made a big difference for. So much so that the next 2 times I've come, this last time I went, they said, we want to make a video of you with Lily and take this to our admin and make a case for getting more of this in our school, because it's made such a difference. So learning coding, learning computer science, learning these ways of thinking helps students at a young age, helps with engagement. But then beyond that, what I spoke to already is having these skills will help you in any job. And so that's a bit of the why. Well, it will help you in any job, and it will also, getting these skills to everybody helps overcome things like intergenerational poverty, like Parker spoke to in that video. Just giving everybody opportunities to have skills that will make a difference in their lives. You can make a lot of money going into jobs like this, and that can make a huge impact on your life and your future kids' lives, anyone who's involved with you. So just a little bit more to the why behind what we do. And I saw we had a question, so we'll turn it over to questions now. And you can answer any.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll go to it.
Sure. That first one, I think it's Solar. What have some of your prior interns gone on to do? We're a fairly new company. Right now, this semester is our 3rd semester that we've had internships, period. So some of those kids I know too usually we have seniors that are our interns, and 2 that have graduated, went straight from high school into a junior programming position and are writing code for companies here in Utah, which is where we are. We're in Utah. We live in an area, the business area is called Silicon Slopes. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but there's a lot of computer programming startup companies and things in this area. And those 2 particular students were able to go straight into that. One of our other students, well, several of them actually, went straight into college and were accepted into computer science programs. So really, the thing with coding is you do have the ability, if you have this skill, to go from high school straight into a really great paying job. So those 2 made that leap. And even if they're part-time, but it's still a great job for going through college on the side, if that's what they decide to do. They've had good experiences. One other thing is several of them were able to link with some people on LinkedIn and kind of build their kind of a group of people that they were interested in the types of things they're doing. And they're like, oh, you're a SkillStrek intern. And wherever you intern, it's a good idea to do that. Kind of grow the people that you're interested in doing what they do someday or working for their company. So they were able to, a lot of our interns are able to make connections based on working for SkillStrek. How many interns? Oh, the age does not matter. I would say sophomore, junior, or senior is fine. We want a variety of knowledge too. You don't have to be a coding genius. You can be a beginner, and it still provides so much value. Your feedback, and at the same time, you learning the language. So no age requirement, just sophomore through high school. I mean, sophomore through senior. We're looking for about 6 interns, but kids are applying from all over the country, and so it's 6 total. And then we'll just vet everybody's applications and accept those that are best qualified. The application process is super simple. It's a Google form that we send. It's like, I want to say it's about 12 questions, and it involves you just telling me about yourself, what kind of a learning experience, what your goals are, and then a little bit about your background as far as computer science, if any. Okay, that again, that's not a deal breaker. And then there'll be an interview for those that are accepted. Okay, that's a good question. What do you look for in a candidate? Thanks for that question, Brady. I think that my number one would be a growth personality, somebody who is willing to and excited about learning. You don't need to have a coding background. That's not my number one. But that you are excited about learning and that you're excited about teaching other kids about learning. And it's also important for me that you are really a really good communicator. One of the most important things we get from our interns is their feedback about the platform. How did they perceive it? How would they change it? How would they tweak it for their personal learning style? Because again, we want this to be accessible to everybody. So we're trying to make it the most well-rounded, easily learned computer science platform that there is. And so if you're willing to, really jump in there and give your opinion, that's super valuable. Would a freshman? I've never had a freshman, but I wouldn't be opposed. If you're in high school, I wouldn't be opposed to a freshman submitting an application. Let's see. When we apply, I don't have that brought up on my screen right now. I'll bring it up. I'm going to send out a link to the coordinator, and it has the application on it and a link to this document right here with the description. And you would just get approval through your intern coordinator, and then you could go ahead and apply for the intern position. Let's see. Okay, so Becca, you put that in there if you're interested.
And I can do one more question. Would interns be able to work with students and help teach how to adjust to technology?
I see you. Well, since it's a virtual internship, it's a little bit hard to work with the students one-on-one. However, depending on if you're here for the semester and what times all the interns are able to get on, there's a lot of collaboration amongst the interns themselves, kind of teaching each other. The summer internship cohort was the best example, where there's a group of students. They're all learning different languages. Some of them know they're trying to learn a different language than they already know. So if someone is learning Python and one of the interns already knows Python, there's all this discussion back and forth on how to troubleshoot and explaining it so that that particular person can understand it. All of this collaboration and back and forth is also really valuable for both you and our company, because everybody sees things a little bit differently, and it's fun to watch people collaborate and do that. So you're not working directly with students, and I personally am not working directly with the students, but I work with the teachers to help them troubleshoot. But you are kind of you would be the acting eyes of the students who would be learning through SkillStrack. So you could think of yourself as teaching them that way through your feedback. On the website, your company assists in local school districts and teaching programs. Is Loudoun County one of those school districts? We have never had a student from Loudoun County, and we would love to have someone representing Loudoun. I don't believe anyone in Loudoun has SkillStrack yet.
We would love for that to happen.
Yes.
Right, but it's a yet. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, we're in California, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, a lot of the West, and then like New Jersey and Massachusetts and Georgia. Yeah, Virginia. Where's Virginia? We would love to have you guys represented.
You guys can be our first Virginia representatives.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you're from as far as internships. We would love in our interns to represent a huge diverse population of students across the nation. So